Hi, welcome to United Rogue Week 2 in Emerald. Today we have Washington versus Chicago. I'm Stray.
I'm Tracer Eraser, also known as Tracer and/or Eraser.
All right, so we got an exciting matchup here today. We're going to be looking at some great DPS. We have Gare Bear for Washington and Neverov for Chicago. So what do we know about these two DPS players?
Gare Bear just coming off of both a week 1 loss, but also an Emerald chip. Definitely has a lot to prove going versus Chicago again. Notably, when I played him on Chicago last season, we rolled through him. So he's definitely got an axe to grind against this franchise. Meanwhile, we've got Bowsy and Nevro, possibly one of the bigger Vibe squads, but not before mentioning Icy, who would normally be playing for War, looks to be on the support line for Chicago here.
Well, okay. So it looks like we have a map choice coming in of Ilios. Washington won the flip, correct?
Yeah, Washington opted to take the map first, and then I believe Chicago just ripped a Farah ban.
Oh, okay. So they're gonna force Gare Bear onto the Junkrat. It looks like with the fire ban.
That's a huge ban for Ilios.
I don't know if you want to get rid of that this early in the match. Maybe they're like, let's go up.
I do like. We have a lot of poke maps in the pool this season. We've got Nambani, we've got Midtown. Junk is going to have a little bit of an easier time on a map like Midtown. I feel like Farah and Ilios is like bread and butter. Like the only hero I can think of that is more fitting would be like Hog or Lucio. And yeah, I do not think there are any Hogs or Lucios in this other than I think Chicago had a Lucio last week.
So it looks like Bowsy is talking about a venture ban coming, but who knows? We will see.
Well, notably, part of the rule set we have here is because Chicago banned a DPS, they're protected from war counterbanning. Yeah. So we will probably see Bowsy try to repeat the venture on Ilios. That was a thing that came up last week versus Montreal. Ottawa. Yes. Doing great. That's the second time I made that mistake.
It also happened in the Montreal-Miami game. A venture was rolled out on spawn into a Farah, and it worked just as well as you think it would work, a venture into a Farah. The player quickly switched to Tracer after. So
I think the Farah ban is already paying dividends in the mental department where they won't stop talking. Please give us a ban. They're banning Misuki. I don't know how to spell it.
Mizuki ban.
End quote. Miss ban is kind of an interesting one on Ilios. It's definitely the right spacing for his projectiles, but I'm wondering, is it something that Icy or Moonshine are doing? Okay, I do see Icy's got a little bit of a Mizuki there. What's the time played looking like? I see an hour this season in comp.
An hour? Okay, so he plays it regularly. It's played regularly.
By Emerald standards.
Yeah, I mean, it's no 24 hours on Venture or anything, but it's...
I don't know if these guys can legally start... Oh, never mind. Moonshine had 33 games of support in Season 20. My bad. But here's the thing. Moonshine's not placed this season. Is that an issue?
I
mean, I know it's like 30 games to register, but I thought you had to be placed in the first, like the newest season.
They've only been placed in Season 20. Well, we're going in, so...
Should we do like a prod hold? I don't know about that.
Yeah, we might want to do that. Who knows, though? Looks like we might be going into a prod hold. Waiting on the teams to spawn in. All right, so we have our first looks at the possible team comps. On the side of Chicago, we have a Bastion cast DPS line, double hit scan DPS with a cat, Oh no, I see what's happening. A
So I
cat
think
Kiriko and an
I
Orisa
guess we're
rounding it
just
out.
going.
Yeah, we're
I'm
just
a
gonna
little bit
go. We're gonna
worried.
start chugging. On the side
Alrighty.
of Washington, we have a Ramatra, Junkrat, Hanzo, Kiriko, and Juno. All right. Looks like
I
the
think
cat is gonna fly the Orisa to the high ground. Love to see high ground being played in Emerald.
yeah, Cat Rissa, Cat Bastion. That there's a lot of like really awkward synergy there. I think it's gonna be hard for Gare to find any boops or like direct pressure. This is just like next to Mercy. This is your like single pocket. Paranoid's just
Yeah.
sitting up there.
Some early poke coming out. Apache falls low, gets out. Cat is helping the rotation. Gare Bear goes up, tries to clear high ground. Chicago goes ahead and gives it to him. Now they're fighting on point. Ram form is forced out.
Icy just got picked off of the
stay?
vortex.
That's a huge pick. They trade Kiriko's. Apache takes out Nevro on the Cassidy. Looks like we're going to see a little bit of a retreat. Paranoid falls. Bowsy and Moonshire are trying to get out. Bowsy gets out, Moonshine gets out. So a pretty clean fight win coming from the Rebellion this first fight.
Yeah, I mean that. If they didn't have Cat, that Orisa stagger was crucial. But we're already back in it with 5.
And we're on to the next fight. Gare Bear is trying to poke out Nevro. Nevro lands a couple shots onto Gare. Atlantic gets stunned. Hanzo ult comes out. Let's see if it gets anybody. It gets Bowsy. That's kind of big.
Nevro's kind of posturing to see if he can open up the fight here, but I don't think he's
Looking
able to
for a
find anything
trade.
yet.
And it looks like it's just going to go back into a slight reset. We're waiting on the Bastion to come back on the side of Chicago. Here comes the Bastion ultimate.
Bowsy ripping artillery and spawn. A bold strategy. Let's see if it plays off. Pays off.
Well, it gets no one.
Yeah, it just looks like Chicago's getting walled. Oh, big tire incoming.
It's so
What is
passive.
Suzu out of Icy?
Here comes all of the ults now. That's what, 3 ults?
They got us outnumbered.
I think now, just hypothetically, what if we just rip Kitsune right now, like right this second, right now?
On cooldown, yeah. Make sure you use all of your ults on cooldown. Now, we have seen this Cat Bastion played in S-tier tournaments like OWCS, but we don't see them using the strategy how it's used regularly.
Yeah, I tell you what, Orisa is not Bastion. We're kind of playing it like Orisa is Bastion, but Paranoid really needs to be like calming different engagements.
Moonshine gets trapped. Moonshine gets lucky. Gare Bear gets taken down. Here we go. Ram almost in the pit. Oh, and we have a cat eye coming out. Will we see anybody? Recoil falls. Bowsy falls to Apache.
One more ult this fight and it's bingo.
Yeah, Daddy falls to Moonshine on the cat. It looks like we're gonna see a reset coming from the Rebellion.
Crazy comes. Alright. It looks like it only took the entire 99% to get there, but we got something going here. Gare's kind of sneaking up on the angle.
Icy's half. Moonshine is half. Those could be
just looks-
big picks.
It just doesn't look like
Here's the
Paranoid
Kitsune.
has the staying power. That's a huge Kitsune. And
Oh,
Icy-
the cat gets nobody. That's kind of rough. Here comes the Orisa ult. Gets nobody. Cancels. Atlantic with a 2-piece.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about the Junk Hanzo Ram will just destroy your tank.
Here's the junk ult to secure. Gets Icy. Atlantic gets a 3-piece to secure the map. And the Rebellion take sub-map 1 in convincing fashion.
0-1.
I need the comeback to come from Chicago. They need to take a map these first 2 weeks. It is a bad omen. Now, notably, I've been comparing this a lot to Season 6. Notably, in Season 6, Dill ran a franchise that did not win a single set.
Really?
I do not want to see it again, but the curse is there.
So there is a curse. Let's see, can we break it? It starts by winning this sub-map for Chicago.
Every single inch matters. Paranoid with the crucial swap to Sig. A little, we're flying Sig into Ram Junk, so I'm a little bit worried. But any change is better than no change. Nevro notably opting for the new Sierra.
And now we have a Widowmaker coming out from
Yeah,
Bowsy.
Bowsy Widow.
Bowsy Widow could be
I don't think I've seen
interesting.
Bowsy Widow. Let me see this up close.
Looks
like he's
Neveron falls low. Both supports are on him to get there. So far, still in the poke phase. Let's see. Will this Ram form in? Apache trying to stake his, or Atlantic trying to stake his claim on the point. Here's the form. Is he going to push
Apache
forward?
wins the duel.
Apache takes down Bowsy on the Widow. The form falls. The speed ring to back up here. Paranoid pushing a little far forward. Is he going to get punished?
Paranoid just walked at them holding the gravity hand and just somehow got away with it.
Gets away with it.
And gets point. Crucially, like, War doesn't have a way to posture on a point here. Oh, huge.
Oh, and Apache falls.
This could be stagger central
pick.
for War. They gotta get out.
Gare Bear falls. Atlantic falls, and now it's looking like the supports are going to have to back out. Are we going to see a chase? No, they're just going to start
understated. Not only did War have to swap off of whatever Gare was running, I actually can't remember. I assume it was Rat. They are down ult economy, both on Recoil and Gare. Meanwhile, Chicago has 5 ults on the way.
Oh, look at this. Using the cat to change the Widow's position. Yes, Gare Bear is over on May now.
Definitely a less common option, but definitely not an unexpected one.
I don't know how I feel about this Widowmaker play. Not playing with the Sigma, not playing behind the Sigma shield.
I don't
Maybe
think we
they
can
just...
slander the GOAT. The execs are going to execute us.
There's the Sierra ult. Gets nobody.
huge
Here's the
Kitsune.
Sig ult. Gets one. Gets the tank. Atlantic
But
falls to half.
What a
Pops
beautiful
form.
stabilize. And then he just walks through him. One.
He walks through and pops
Ooh.
ult. That's
With the
2.
block.
Can we get lucky number 3?
And then they get 12.
There's Moonshine down. There's Paranoid down. And Rebellion take the point.
Bowsy with a questionable peek at the end of the fight.
Are we going to see a pop walls and then switch? Doesn't even pop walls. Bowsy over 2. Soldier 76.
I see a little bit of a vision. I mean, we've got the Kitsune option for Visor. We've got the Flying Visor. We don't have that much online, so we got to get a little creative. Crucially, Apache could Dragon them if they try to walk it.
Gare Bear's low. Atlantic
Oh.
falls. Recoil falls. Gare Bear falls. That's a huge waste of a orbital ray. And the point's going to go back to Chicago. We're getting into last fight territory here. And no support ults.
It's like Chicago's got they've got a mic in the booth. They understand we need them to get at least one here.
Yeah.
I think with the way these
I'm
health
a-
bars are looking for War, we might just have that third map potential.
Here's the Kitsune rush.
But
Here's the Dragons. Gets icy.
Chicago's not quite in the Kitsune. But Moonshine still finds 2 on
Moonshine with a 2-piece. Nevro cleans up your daddy. And it's looking like it's all Chicago this point. Very different from last point.
Getting a little bit scrappy, but it's just not enough.
And we're gonna need to see a flip Apache over to the Sombra to get back the point.
Good
Here's
swap.
the overtime. Are we gonna see a hero stall? Here's the first touch. Apache still on point. Here's the
Flying
soldier.
Visor as calm.
Got the flying visor. Nevro gets
It's
3.
the one who shows up in the kill feed.
And we're going to a
Wow.
map 3 on map 1.
You love to see it, really. I mean, Poke, who knew? We're running Poke on Ilios. I have seen a little bit of something like this before, but only at the collegiate level. Double hit scan versus Bonzo Junk, and we're going back to the Junk on the side of War. What do you think about that?
I don't know.
Comfort?
This map, very enclosed, very enclosed. A lot of
Oh,
heroes
yeah.
thrive on this map.
Here's the
Junkrat.
recoil mercy.
The recoil mercy. Here we go. Are we going to see a pocketed Junkrat? Hopefully not.
I think
That
we're going to
will-
see pocketed Apache. I mean, we saw, even with that little touch, Apache has a little bit of playmaking potential. Crucially, Atlantic still has that speed ring to just walk at the back line and usually find one.
Yeah, that
Bowsy
is the
looks like
difference.
he's got that early high ground control, though.
That is the difference going into this map. Syndicate do not have speed, notably. No Lucio or Juno. However, they do have Cat, which is really good at repositioning. So we'll see here. Mercy falls to 1 HP.
This is an angle Sig would never be able to play up until recently. I mean,
Yeah.
sitting on top of the lighthouse, hovering on
Bear diving on Bowsy.
Oh my
Bowsy,
goodness.
Bowsy gets Bear, punishes the foolish dive attempt. Never gets Apache, and point goes to Chicago. Are we seeing
Nowhere. Chicago's positioning is so much more dynamic.
they're
saw
on
them-
more splits than they're just doing more splits than Rebellion. Rebellion's been running it down main relatively all map.
They tried to play a bit like this on the map 1. We saw a little bit of like positioning Paranoid on the lighthouse in the same way. Orisa wasn't quite able to take the heat. Bowsy didn't really get a lot of care on the angle, even though Icy was like right next to him. But now, like we're seeing a little bit of that, like the 2-2 on the angles, and then just let somebody sit alone on main.
Oh, Bear gets Moonshine. That's an opening pick here. Let's see. Will there be follow-up, or will there be a trade-out?
Atlantic's
So far,
going in
there's
a little
form.
far.
Atlantic finds Icy, and this looks like this fight's going to go to Rebellion.
Now it's just such a commanding rotation through this map, and now they're flushing out Chicago.
50% on the point, and we will go to the next fight.
Oh, Gears hold up in the cave. They're not going to get him. Never mind. Flying
Here
visor
comes
plus
the flying visor that gets to Nevro, gets Bear. Are we going to see a third from flying visor?
We're not getting a point cap. Now we are.
Atlantic falls. And that, yeah, I mean,
The momentum is not even over for Chicago. They still got Rush.
3 ults, 4 ults almost. They have 4 ults to the Rebellion's 3.
If Atlantic
Apache.
tries to push in again, I would not be surprised if we just get a cheeky tether kill. Gare, hold up, but instantly challenged by Cat. Down he goes.
That's a
For the rest.
costly.
And the drag,
That's
asshole.
Oh, and Moonshine says, not today, get off. Bear trades out Nevro.
Getting scrappy, and they get
Flips.
their point.
Back to Rebellion. Not going to be very long-lived. That's a team wipe.
You know, all things considered, very good ult control on both sides.
Still 3 ults for Chicago. Are we going to see a map win by Chicago? 15% left of this map
The
one.
Gare Bear calm, delete Cat from the game, please. What do you think? Whoa, we're all pressing Q. We're all pressing Q. Quick, pop Kitsune. Pop Kitsune.
That's 3. 4 ults.
But they're still fluxing. They're still fluxing.
They're still fighting.
wow.
Paranoid gonna int onto point. Gonna fall to this form here. If he doesn't, I would be surprised.
We're having
Atlantic gets the kill.
They paid a heavy toll for that, though.
Yeah, no ults to 2 ults. Let's see.
All
3
they've
ults.
got
Sorry.
is like 70% of a Mercy ult to receive Kitsune or Flux, and that is not where you want to be.
Apache
pick on
finds a massive pick on the Nevro. Nevro currently the top frag of the lobby. 23 eliminations, 7 deaths, and 12k damage. Waiting on Nevro to get back. Here we go. We're getting into final fight territory. Here's Flying Visor again. Will they learn? Are they going to kill the cat first? Icy falls big. Traded out by your daddy.
Killing.
Bear
Wait.
falls.
Recoil was trying to duel Moonshine in the skies.
And it looks like we're going to have a point flip. We're going to overtime. Let's see. Is there anything that Washington can do? There's the
We've got Fury
touch.
still coming back.
Apache
It's
finds
like a
Bowsy.
pyramid here.
Apache gets traded out. Nevro falls to Atlantic's form. Here comes the tire. Finds Moonshine. That's massive.
Off the Flux.
Fight favors. Oh no!
We've
And
been
that
holding ult this whole game. Please.
Oh no, and we are in last fight territory, favoring Chicago here.
Flux, and we barely got Kitsune.
15% left to cap. Chicago might be coming back here. Moonshine! Oh no! Oh no!
There goes your tank. Res that.
There goes the tank!
Oh, and Garrett's still getting
Moonshine
hit.
falls. Bowsy finds the trade onto Apache, finds one more onto Yadaddy. That's a two-piece for Bowsy. Icy finds recoil, and it looks like Chicago's gonna wrap it up. Apache gets the trade out, but it's too late. Chicago is taking map 1, and it is on to Washington map pick.
You know, it's tough. Like they had the Kiri and the Sig there, they had the opportunity, but just couldn't quite make it happen. The second Bowsy and Nev went through that, like SEAL Team 6, the whole thing opened up.
Yes, Bowsy on the Soldier. We were kind of wondering where that was coming from. Maybe Adventure was suggested by the chat, but the Soldier worked out pretty well with the cat.
Moonshine Cat, that's going to be a problem for the rest of the set.
We might see a cat ban here. Who knows? But like I said, we're going to a Washington map pick. They will also have first ban going into the next game.
You played it down vote. Truly some hater energy.
So yeah, we saw a lot of good stuff from both sides on that map. Washington, of course, with that very dominant .1, and just Chicago coming back on. Wait, yes, Washington 1.1, correct?
Yeah, War got that first point. They really just made things explode.
Yes. I don't know how I feel about the Orisa on that first point, though.
I'm excited to see how Chicago scales into the rest of the pool, because outside of Flashpoint, they have a lot of, like, they have the range. Ram isn't, if they keep running the Atlantic Ram, it's going to be a little bit harder on a map like, say, Numbani, if we end up there. Route 66 even. I played a scrim versus some team running something like that.
Yeah, this is a very poke heavy. This is a very poke heavy pool. You know, we have Numbani.
We have to control.
Yeah, and it's sometimes tough for these teams with a lot of specialized players. You know, like we have Gare Bear on the Junkrat. Some are calling him the
Far is no longer banned, so
yeah,
maybe Nobody Fara.
If you want to play in, you've seen that they've ran double hit scan on the previous map, so it depends whether you want to play the Fara into double hit scan. There's a lot of stuff going in, but first we got to get a map. Where do you think they're going to take us?
If I'm War, I want those choke heavy maps. I think King's Row is in the cards. I know, having played with a decent bit of War's roster, they would want to play there. Control that first point, run the clock. I mean, that whole map is just one big hallway that everyone plays on. Yep.
Yes.
Surprise to nobody, here comes King's Row. Alrighty.
We're going to Scrims Row, everyone. Everybody's favorite map. It's especially my favorite map because it's a very choke-heavy map, and a lot of heroes in my pool, particularly, play very well into choke-heavy maps. We also know that Bowsy plays Adventure, so we could see that come out. And now onto the bans. We might see a Ram ban. Ram is very good on this map.
If I take a quick look, I think notably War also gets first ban. So if I take a look,
that is very powerful. You get to know where you're going and which ban you get.
They already banned Mizuki. I do see a Wuyong on the table.
Yeah, we could see a Wuyong. I don't know if Wuyong is a great choice on this map, considering it is kind of just a straight line.
Well, for the first point in particular, if you're trying to like really shut them out, it's an option. Ripping a Ram ban this early might be a little risky. Other options to consider. I know Apache has the Hanzo. If I'm not remembering, if I'm not words.
If I'm remembering, and the Sigma ban comes out.
What the heck? We're banning Sig as a Ram team?
That, sure. Maybe protecting the Ram?
I don't understand the vision. I guess they just don't want to get shut out and choked by infinite eats. Like, it is a thing that has come up in the past.
Yeah.
I know there were 1 or 2 teams last season where they would just run the Sig Rissa and just eat infinite damage while their DPS killed everybody.
That
in the
is
same vein,
completely
like,
fair. Let's see what the response ban will be, but Sig ban
really-
not.
They
really
gotta enable
common.
Bowsy to get in.
Yeah.
They banned Gare's other character.
Here comes the targets. Shots fired, banning the Junkrats for Gare Bear. However, if they are wanting to run the Venture, you know, he has the Pharah in the bag. He has the Pharah in the bag. Apache, we saw on their hit scan, very good on the hit scan.
I'm gonna be honest. If Chicago roll out the exact same comp this map, barring Sig, I mean, the Sig ban definitely makes it a little harder. But shutting down the junk, like, no, not every team got monkey's paw this map.
Yeah, it was possibly the worst 2 bans to come out for both teams. However, the Sig ban is very, very odd.
It just depends on how well Paranoid can adapt.
Yep.
Looking at the time played, or at least the hero level, yeah, Paranoid is a Sig player. The next closest tank is going to be Hog and Reinhardt at 16 hours.
Well, we might see a Reinhardt. However, you never know.
If I say, are you honorable in match chat, would that be considered rigging the odds? That remains to be seen.
Hopefully, it looks like
we
are going to be going into this very shortly. Again, your bans are Sigma Junkrats, and welcome to King's Row, one of the very first maps ever put into the game.
This seems like a rough time overall for Chicago the more that I think about it, because like outside of that Sig on Paranoid, all of his like the other tanks that are tied that would presumably be going into Ram are Zarya, Reinhardt, and Orisa. Orisa might be an interesting matchup, but I'm pretty sure Ram wins those other 2.
And we have our first looks for Chicago. It is a Malga. It's a Malga Torb Cat Mizuki.
Gare's on the Venture.
We have a Venture, everybody. We have my specialty. Venture on attack here is very interesting. You have to. I would normally pair a Venture with a. Especially on attack on this map, we would pair a Zarya, but I don't know if they have a Torb.
Sorry, I thought they were leaving the Torb at their spawn with Hammer out. I thought we were about to just assassinate the enemy Widow with Hammer.
All right, and let's see how this first fight will play out. Oh no, are they gonna fly the Malga behind?
Well, they're on defense, so hopefully they're not gonna do that.
The poke is happening. Let's see, will anything be done? Malga rotates behind Statue for some reason. Icy kind of isolated over there. Are we going to see a punish? No. I mean, Venture burrows in, uses both cooldowns and leaves. And Venture falls early. Gare Bear trying to find... Oh, huge anti! Icy, 1 HP, falls to Atlantic. And so we have a relatively even fight. Gare Bear onto the Imray off of Venture.
I'm not going to lie. I was questioning the Malga here, but when you really look at it, I think the game plan is he's just going to sit and be a big sponge for damage, while Nevro fishes for that easy pick from the long
Paranoid range. Falls.
Unfortunately, there's an auto and a soldier.
Will be captured.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all know you need to stand on the point, right?
I want that point!
Not all 5 of you. 1 person. Go take map control. Moonshine looking to contest.
Interesting.
Gets the contest. Are we going to see a Goomba Stomp come in from Malga?
Awesome.
Here's another contest. Moonshine falls. And it looks like it's going to be a reset.
A little bit of a miscomm from Chicago there. They definitely had the touch option with that overload. I am seeing a Nano Visor online for the side of War, so they could tempo this and just keep staggers coming.
Now, Cat Mizuki, 2 of the two of the newest heroes added to the game. Added in the same patch. Of course, that was last season's update patch. We have Torbjorn over on the flank. Falls to Gare Bear. Ana has the anti.
Whoa,
They
Gare
do
Bear's
have the
swinging
floor is
in this
lava.
alleyway. Dueling with Icy. But I think it's going to come out on the side of Icy here.
Icy taking the 1v1. Atlantic to go help. Nobody's main. Juno's sitting on the cart, not moving.
They have 4
It's
on.
madness.
They're making good time.
Yeah, they're
swinging
making
in.
really good time. 4:05 left in the round. Approaching
Only
70
high ground.
meters. Here comes the
Whoa.
flying Torbjorn. Atlantic decides to stand in the lava for a little too long. Almost falls. Is nanoed. Apache's one. Apache falls to the Goomba Stomp. Bowsy takes down Gare Bear. That's a 2-piece for Bowsy. And there's now 4 ults for the side of Washington. And 4 ults on both sides. Oh, I am hearing a lot of cues being pressed in the near future.
Well, we don't even have Nano Visor. Like, we lost the main ult that would synergize. Like, we can play with the Ray, but that's kind of a risk when you're looking at, what, Cage? Icy's ult can nullify everything they've got, really.
Yeah. Apache appearing to lose a 1v1 to a turret almost. Goes to half against it.
Whoa, fat anti on Paranoid. Good receive. No sleep.
Overclock comes out by Torbjorn. And there's a whole lot of nothing happening. Here comes the visor from Bowsy. Bowsy finds Gare Bear. Here's Cage.
Vibes out.
Gets nobody.
And Ana gets
Apache
away
falls
for
to
free.
Bowsy.
That was a beautiful disengage from the Ana. Didn't do much other than draw out a fat Cage. It's like
And
Emery's
that
gonna
once
try and set up a
promising
fight or
start.
something.
Yeah, and that once promising start has become stalled. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left on the clock.
Now they did draw out 2 ults in the previous fight, and now War has everything online. They have the tools. We've
Oh,
got
but
Nano.
Gare Bear
and-
falls early to Moonshine.
Okay,
Your
they
dad
don't have the tools. Apache,
recoil.
Atlantic just feeds. Paranoid stomps them.
This is just falling to pieces. Chicago seems to have found their footing, and we need to see some ults be pressed. They still are at 5.
I have a bit of a theory. I wonder if War is alt tracking just a little bit, and they are afraid of that Mizuki cancel. Like that is actually, that just nullifies almost everything they've got other than Atlantic.
Here comes the
who they
first
choose to
ult.
engage with. Atlantic has cycled a full ult in the time it has taken. to
Here's
top
Dano.
it. Okay, there's Nano
Atlantic
again.
finds 2. Bowsy finds the trade onto Apache. A little bit of a soldier diff there, but we're not going to question it. Atlantic finds Nevro. Bowsy is now hiding in the train, in the subway.
In the cave.
Your daddy goes
Dude!
trying to huge.
He's staying?
Imre versus Soldier. Imre comes out on top.
Here's my
This
take. Even though
the
they lost
Swedish
that,
AI helps Imre take down the soldier.
Gare Bear,
and-
Apache, and Recoil are a full ult cycle behind the entire lobby.
Yeah,
The
we
same
need
could
to
be
see a
said for the-
support ult be popped.
Paranoid, go!
Here's
Huge.
Mizuki.
What are they gonna do? Miz ult's up. There
Miz
goes
ult
Recoil.
up.
Moonshine is being a pest on Gare.
Recoil
Just shut it down.
falls.
Oh,
Gare Bear falls to Moonshine. Moonshine's been putting work in on Fika.
What a disgusting character. And they've got Torb, who is an even bigger, just as much of a pest with the right turret placement. And of course, we chose the wall turret over the overload. Looks like Apache is gonna try and posture for something with the Mercy here. They need that team to swing in, or else he's gonna be the focus.
Here
Get
comes
charged by
Apache.
Kang.
Oh, and Apache just says, yeah, I'm gonna die here real quick. Huge anti. Apache gets the res from Recoil. Here
Whoa.
comes Cage. Oh, but we have... Oh!
Just an easy stop.
Is that an I'm a tank moment right there? Bowsy gets 3 to secure the point. And the meows coming in from Fika announcing that they have stopped the cap.
For as much as Moonshine did, I have to give the map to Paranoid. That was of all the tanks in their pool, to bring out the Malga and to be able to absorb this pressure and shut down these angles and still be able to handle main. Really doing the most on an otherwise flavorless hero. I am interested to see how Chicago is going to opt to take offense here.
According to Ducky, Moonshine is a level 44 cat.
Right, let me double check this. Let's see. Survey says.
Survey says
63 hours on cats.
63 hours on cat. Okay.
This is a top 3 time play. They are a cat main.
They are a Fika main.
First of Emerald's kind. History is being made with
History
Icy,
being made
Bowsy,
here.
and Evro in the back. They say it's your time, and they just fling their like aunt's cat at you.
Yeah. Who knows?
Oh, the Garrison Cassidy! Oh, they hate the cat.
They're trying their best to get rid of the cat. Apache is on Hanzo, getting the Mercy Pocket. We have the Bowsy Widow back. Let's see if any picks come, I will be surprised.
Okay, I see an auto.
And that should be the end of the Bowsy Widow. We have a rotate through theater here.
Okay. Certified
Bowsy looks like it's staying on Widow. Are we seeing a great bamboozle strategy here? Bowsy back up in the window. Bear falls to very low HP.
Widow's just farming alt off of this team. Alrighty.
Nevro at 24% ult already.
Nice turret.
And it's almost like the defense all over again.
Oh, I got forced off height.
Washington is just a tad too passive. And allowing...
So why is Chicago's backline behind War while the rest of Chicago is like in alley?
Who knows? There's a Fika and a Mizuki on a flank. It looks like the rotation from the Malga is going to come help his backline. And this is a first. After no deaths, the entirety of Washington is behind the choke point.
Positioning
That's
diff,
very
positioning
uncommon.
Diff. Huge positioning diff. What? They took
River falls, Apache falls, Atlantic falls, Recoil falls.
3K.
And are we going to see a turret play of the game?
4K!
Never gets a 4K. And yeah, Chicago's taking .1.
Only an Emerald.
Only an Emerald where you see. This is United Rogue Overwatch Emerald. Sure.
Apache is sitting here staring down a Malga and a turret.
He does have a pocket. Let's see if the pocket helps. Atlantic says, I'm going to go try to kill this Malga. Is he getting punished? Very much so. 1 HP.
Here he comes.
And, oh, gets pressured off. Notably, no
Bowsy right now is. Huh. Okay.
Nevro making his way back from spawn. Recoil is 1v1ing a cat. What is this map? Bowsy finds a pick on the recoil. Here's 2 ults at the same time. Very good zoning ult from the Hanzo. I wish I could be more descriptive of the match that is happening, but...
War is bleeding tons of ult economy on this defense here. I think they just had a swap to BAP. I think they had another... I mean, obviously they popped the Nano Dragon. But once again, in the back, we still see the Tor, Moonshine, and Icy ults are on the board.
Are we going to see a cat ban come a little too late next map? Or can we see War hit the comeback? Wouldn't be the craziest comeback of all time. 3 minutes to play.
You gotta love a reverse sweep.
Of course. 3 minutes to play in this second map. Here comes Cage. Here comes Torb. And Torb finds 2. Finds 3. Moonshine and Bowsy follow up with the other 2 kills onto Gare Bear and Recoil. And now...
And we still have support ults to receive pressure. What if we drag
But
their ram
notably,
off
this cat
before
ult
they even hit?
loses a little bit of value.
Oh,
Oh
Moonshine
no! Oh
Moonshine
no!
knows.
Oh no!
I'm here for it. Please do it. He's about to round the corner.
Oh no!
There goes
And
your
bye Apache. Apache does find one, so that is just a trade out.
Moonshine's about to get a second.
Here comes the Emerald. Here comes. This is the Diva pressing Q April Fool's voice line.
This is a war fight.
War
Sombra.
takes it. It is a Sombra. Apache is on Sombra now. Why? Who knows?
Definitely one of the ways to shut down the cat. I don't know if cat can still boost her when hacked.
A little stat check here. Moonshine, 18, 11, and 2. 3.3k damage and 7.9k healing.
Moonshine damn near has double the kills of the enemy team right now. Apache looking to stage in this back here. Finds Torb. Nev just
Never
wins.
takes Apache. With a
I'm
clean
seeing a bit of a
headshot.
gear angle in a similar fashion. Careful, Moonshine might find you.
Moonshine onto Garrett.
Everyone
On
on
the
War's
Bear.
crit, and now here comes Paranoid swinging.
Recoil falls. And Atlantic will fall soon after. There goes Atlantic, falling to Icy. Gare Bear finds the trade on the Bowsy, but it's too little too late. Moonshine takes down Gare Bear. Here's the Kitsune rush for some reason. Apache back on the Sombra. Your daddy falls, Apache falls, and that is the end of map 2. Chicago goes up 2-0.
Ow. You know, switching the trade, I guess that was just speed swaps. There's something, for as much as it looks like this Torb and Malga are able to do when it counts,
Oh no,
these supports
it's
are
the
consistently
turret
getting
player.
crazy value.
Yeah.
I mean, Icy has 14,000 healing on top of the additional midi whenever ults are coming into play. What a
Yeah.
combo here, too.
And the stat leader from this map, Nevro, with 26 kills, 13.8k damage.
I would like to offer up instead, it might be Atlantic with 22,000 midi.
22,000 mitigation. Oh,
And the highest damage in the lobby at a crisp 16k.
all right. Where are we going from Washington? This has been a very one-sided affair so far.
I mean, other than the first map, but also, if I'm not mistaken, remember, War also took first map versus Houston.
They did,
Maybe.
but Houston
Maybe
is
they did-
notorious for always giving up map 1. So,
I hate that stat.
what is it, like 0% win rate on map 1s this season?
I don't want to talk about it.
Even in scrims?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right.
Because I
so-
wasn't in. It's because I wasn't in.
Hey, y'all won because I wasn't in. Do we need to talk about map 5? Alrighty. So let's see where we go.
They put me in the
Notably-
booth with this rock muncher.
Hey, Venture's a great hero. Venture's a great.
You think we're gonna see?
great
Speaking of Venture, you think we're gonna see like maybe some Bowsy Gear Venture on the next map just for funsies?
maybe. However,
This is kinda all
both
over
the
the
Gare
place.
Bears, both the Gare Bears OTPs are now banned. Like they can't be banned anymore. So, oh, we're going to Rialto. It looks like.
Rialto, I do see a Pharah here. I do.
Farah
know
is very
this is
possible.
a thing that could come out. We just run Farmer see if you can outpoke. It might not go as well as they expected to. I don't know. Bowsy Nevro. I was thinking about Rialto earlier in the set, and I just we talked about the double hit scam before. Moonshine obviously has the whole kitchen sink, all the kitchen and the kitchen sink when it comes to cat angle.
Well, I'm not. We might, if Washington is smart here. The cat's been giving you the most issue the last 2 maps. You know, maybe
Yeah,
we get cat ban. There's a lot of pull off points on this map. For the first. 2
Basically, every
points.
point has a bridge. I think cat is a must ban, and if they don't ban it, that might be disaster.
It's going to be a huge punt, much like Miami not banning Soldier in map 3 of their week 1. So
There it is. There's the cat
here's the ban. Here's the cat ban.
And the set is alive.
All right, chat. We're gonna ask you how many environmental kills do you think Cat would have got this map? Put your answer in the chat, and we will see what happens. Alrighty, let's see what the Chicago ban will be. Honestly, there's not a lot that's giving them issue. Maybe an Emre ban just to take Apache off of the Emre, or a Hanzo ban. Or they might ban the Ram if they want to run Sigma and just close out this game.
I think I'm content with the Ram matchup. Oh, I guess now they don't have the Cat, so I guess they can't avoid it as easily.
Yeah.
But the Ram is not the thing that is allowing them to start walking. It's when they can just add all of that extra DPS pressure on. The DPS bans are working. So
Yeah,
now
the
are
DPS
they going to turn their
bans
sights on
are-
Apache, or are they going to triple down on something Gare plays? I think Emery might be a safe ban between the two of them.
Here's
Hanzo
the
is also
Hanzo
a safe
ban.
ban between the two of them.
Yep. Low
I know
CB,
Apache's Hanzo is a menace.
Yeah, I mean, he hit some great shots last map, but they just came a little too late. Especially on when he Hanzo ulted going into the very final fight, just missed two, got the turret with the Hanzo ult, which honestly probably the best thing he could have done. But there's just so many issues. Never, I can't believe to say it. The Never Torbjorn has given them the most issues. Here comes the Ready from Chicago. We are going to be going into Rialto, the headquarters of Talon.
There's they're ready from Chicago, but it's even though they haven't switched the lobby itself, it can't be understated. Chicago has opted for defense to mount that pressure. If they're running the hit scans, that is a big mental boom if War can't power through.
Yeah, blue is defense.
Yeah, but they still have the choice.
Yeah. I like to defend first, mainly because I like to stop my opponents. Much like in baseball, you have that advantage of knowing where you have to get to. But we are on a very beautiful map right now. Welcome to Rialto, headquarters of Talon, home to Vendetta, one of the most notorious heroes of recent. Will we see Vendetta?
We haven't seen any form of Vendetta yet.
I mean,
I've seen better days.
Yeah, the nerf kind of hit her hard. However, she's back to 275 HP, 25 less shield, or 25 less armor though. But I don't know, Oh, and we have Nephros back on the Torbjorn.
Let's run the other flyer pocket. There's a Mercy out of Moonshine. Have we no shame?
I don't think we have shame.
Atlantic's on the Devo, which is actually a major change to their comp.
Yeah.
Gare has opted for the junk on an attack Rialto, which he's going to have to play this really close and make a lot of really strange baits to get them into this hallway that he's presumably going to want to play.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I see what he's going to do. He's going to try and triple jump over onto their high ground and blow somebody up. Get ready. There he is.
And the Apache finds Bowsy with the help of Gare Bear.
Oh, War with the swing.
Moving into the neutral fight, Atlantic falls incredibly low, but takes out the turret. That's a lot of ult charge. Coming to Washington's support line. Atlantic low again, needs to find some health. Gets DMAC, that's big. Paranoid finds recoil. Never is credited with the mech.
Oh wait, here comes Bowsy clearing out the Gare.
Bowsy clears out Garrett. Atlantic falls. Apache very low, however, gets the pocket from recoil. And are we going to see some swaps happen? No, we are keeping on the Diva Junkrat.
There's a ram swap.
We are back into it. Gare Bear looking to poke out. Bowsy has the pocket. Moonshine is...
Oh, Zar swap. Yeah.
We have a Zar swap. Apache falls to Bowsy.
Yeah.
Apache gets the res. Moonshine, I'm pretty sure, has walked a total of 5 meters in this game.
I'm a little bit worried about War. I mean, the Zara.
Oh, Moonshine finds a trap. Here comes Gare Bear to finish him off. That's big. That takes away the res
White
for
literally
Chicago.
lives in their walls, finds the duel.
Here comes the Kitsune Rush, kind of trying to force their tank to take some aggressive positions. Tank is just inting into their team. Atlantic finds two. Are we finding a third? No, everybody gets out.
But it might be a misplay because that's both their support ults for a fight where they didn't really have tank. And now they have to walk into Flux, into Torb ults, into pocketed Bowsy.
Into not moving cart. This is wasting precious time. Still not moving cart.
They need Apache to find something now, or else it might just be too late.
Your daddy uses cleanse. One bubble down for Atlantic. Here comes Flux. Apache gets a bubble. Massive bubble by Atlantic. Apache trying to find. Gare Bear finds Icy and a turret. Your daddy finds Moonshine. There goes another wasted ultimate. Like, and that leaves Washington with one ultimate, and it's Bob.
I've been dogpiling the War ult economy a little bit, but they are still walking the map. It doesn't look like Chicago has quite found a way to capitalize on the fact that they are poking on Rialto.
Yeah, here comes a swap over to Ramatra from Paranoid.
Not a bad choice. He's obviously got the shield option.
He's got the shield option. Can burst down Zarya bubble really quickly.
Can really shut down a Junkrat mind disengage too.
Atlantic being the star here, 8 eliminations, 2 assists, and 1 death with 2.9k damage.
Doubling the entire
Recoil
lobby
falls to Paranoid. Atlantic
Paranoid
finds
will
the
not take that
turret.
sitting down.
Patchy falls to Bowsy. Atlantic very close to dying. Gare Bear close to falling. And Atlantic's fully out. Gare Bear is sneaking on the flank. Will we see something happen from the Junkrat main?
This is really like Junk on Rialto's tough. This is really just the way it's gotta be.
Junk on the far flank. He is fully behind them.
Oh,
Finds maybe Mizuki here.
maybe.
Finds the Mizuki. Atlantic finds the Torbjorn. Here comes Bowsy Visor. Gets nobody.
But there's not a lot of follow-up.
No follow-up. Moonshine is now on the Juno. Recoil. Bowsy finds
Come on,
2!
he is finding people. Let him cook.
Your daddy finds Bowsy. Here comes the Bob. Paranoid holding right click to save his life. Here comes the floor is lava. Atlantic doesn't know not to stand on it. Apache. Hey, you can't stand there.
Now, Chicago does not have. Either team has limited options. They got Grab Tire, and then they've got Ray Annihilation, which are 2 good combos. It's just how much are you willing to commit? Are we maybe looking for? Oh, we're not looking. We're doing. Take
Atlantic
notes.
falls after hitting a 4-person graviton. And a honestly wasted orbital ray by Moonshine. That's
Definitely made War reconsider pushing, but ultimately, there's definitely a little to be questions.
60 seconds left in round 1.
Are those both deep? Okay.
Here comes Tire.
Where's? Oh, I like the angle. I've seen this.
Tire
No!
finds 2! And now he's almost he took out the Torb. That is a Gare Bear. I have to do something, and he does.
That is that finalist energy. Like, especially when you think it's over, he's deep on your angle. It's tough.
Oh, but Gare Bear falls to Bowsy. Bowsy says, I give you an inch, you're not taking a mile. And here we are. That's second point captured. Now we're on to a little bit more enclosed space. I have a feeling the Gare Bear Junkrat's going to fare a lot better on this part of the map.
It's worth mentioning. Some of the fights where they've been winning have been fights where Moonshine is able to enable Bowsy. We don't really see a lot of that with the way that this comp is structured. We
Bowsy
see a
takes
lot
down
of
Gare
like
Bear.
solo into plays off of Helix. Paranoid with the walk. Trying to get some squishies, but Atlantic is just sitting there.
Your daddy finds the drink to reset. All right, so both teams
good
now at
evaluation.
almost full builds. Recoil still missing that major perk.
I
Recoil,
think higher, but blow for blow in terms of that annihilation. Yeah, the recoil alt is online. We do have Miz
Recoil
ult to
has
receive.
the ult. Early stat leaders coming out. We have
Ooh.
Paranoid and Atlantic. This is a tank duel. Nevro finds Gare Bear. Gare Bear cannot catch a break on these early fight.
Icy's in deep, catches the Juno. Icy is not going on as deep at the angles, but I do think the Mizuki is throwing a big mystery at the side of war here.
Yeah. Now the Mizuki notably did get the chain perk, so he's looking to burst down these chains very efficiently. Here comes Bowsy's visor. Gare Bear trying not to be the first one to die again. Recoil takes that prize. Atlantic falls to Molten Core. Icy takes out
the lone
Apache. His
touch.
daddy takes out, dies to Molten Core as well. Icy finishes Gare Bear, and we're moving to round 2.
A beautiful and important stop on the side of Chicago, but also a bundle of good plays coming out of war. What do you think it's going to be like now that they have the junk on defense?
It's going to be very interesting, honestly. I'm not sure whether or not it's going to favor them. This is a do or die round. They have to win this. If they don't, it's game over. We go next week.
I mean, crucially,
And
we couldn't
speaking
even
of
see
next
12 on the
week,
attack.
and speaking of next week, what are their matchups for it?
Let me see if I can get over there really fast. I do not have it pulled up. We will not know.
I do. Chicago plays Montreal. That is a must-watch game. And
After this
Washington
one, if
will
they can
play
get the
Ottawa.
3-0,
Yeah,
War
especially
versus
if they
Ottawa
get
is
the
going to
3-0.
be a good game. I do think Ottawa is currently one of the more hyped franchises in terms of their performance. Booger Bear, notoriously not much one of a week 1 demon, gets a roster that just explodes and has a loose speed, which is a rarity for Emerald.
Yeah, very rare on loose speed. Most teams are running Junos. And now we see the Moonshine on Ana. Are we seeing Moonshine not be able to play around the cat ban?
Moonshine is definitely not the focus of this map, but that is also just the virtue of getting your number 1 banned.
Yeah.
I want to see how this Curie is sitting on this bridge on the angle. We can find
Fury
something
looking
here.
for an easy poke kill. Maybe a double
Unfortunately-
Q9 in the head. Gets nobody. Atlantic,
Chicago has
on.
3 hit scans on height and is poking right back.
yeah. Atlantic is on the Orisa for some reason, foregoing the shield.
There's the junk pick.
Junk gets Nevro. Apache on the Bastion, uses form, very low HP. Atlantic finds Icy. And now it's a reset.
It's not hype, but it's worth mentioning. Recoil is downright comfortable on this Ana angle back here. It's going to be tough for Chicago to find that angle. I mean, Nev finds a bit of it, but at the end of the day, you just back off and wait for your Curie to peel you. Like, that's a whole nest egg back there.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult to break this hold if they don't find an early pick. They need to find a one-shot, or Bowsy needs to just get rid of this Junkrat because he's going to lock down this left lane. Now, back at main, Icy, half health,
Atlantic
Paranoid
and
almost
Apache
falls.
are
Bowsy,
Ooh,
there goes Icy. Atlantic saying, no, get out of my server.
Oh,
Atlantic falls.
everything just opened. We gotta
Death
go.
number 5
Gotta
for
go.
Atlantic.
There's crit. We gotta
Apache
go.
at 8 and 8. Here's the thing, though. They don't have speed. It's going to be hard to get the follow-up with their low mobility. They're going to have to play cart. Now we're into this giant neutral fight. And Gare Bear is just going to be able to poke out from the top. Huge one-shot combo being tossed into the back. Finds both supports, puts him low. Bowsy's half.
Nano.
This is a nano to Rissa.
But
And
huge
that is how you
anti-
play tank. You take all of the CC. That is 3 CC abilities being hit onto Atlantic, kind of wasting that nano.
No, this. I don't think it's this fight that's gonna matter. Okay, we are popping off.
Here,
Wait, huge out of
Nevro finds 2. Tyre finds nobody. Oh, Moonshine does not have a headset on, apparently.
Does not. Oh my gosh, that's foul. I do see a flux that could be a huge stop here.
Yeah,
Everyone
but
has been a little gun shy
they
on the
do have
fluxes.
the spear to stop Flux, though. 3:45 on the
is
clock.
Okay. Whoa, Moonshine's on Luke Curie with the Sig Soldier? Yeah, okay, we're running Dive Sigma. I kid. Bowsy, look it up on that angle with the tactical visor. But not before Atlantic swings in and gets the spear.
Yeah, that could have been a fight-saving spear, honestly. Here's the Kitsune Rush. Oh, just barely misses the corner. That is a full-length Kitsune Rush. Kitsune notably only goes as far as the Fox goes. And now Atlantic is going to fall here because he's overextending. His supports aren't looking at him. And
This is a
Bowsy
clean
finds
12
2.
win.
Paranoid finds the 3rd. And it looks like we're going to go to the second part of this point.
Junk needs to find an out, but I think they're already reading it. Icy's here to receive.
Gare Bear is
There we go.
going to fall to Bowsy, and that might just be point.
Alright, we've been holding Flux for like 2 or 3 fights. It's the same thing again.
They
Can
might
we
be-
please just stop them.
Well, the call might have came that, hey, let's save Flux for final fight. If we're winning off of not using tank ult, then why need it when we can force them off and get that
There's
final...
3 stacks. Hit that. Hit to number some Zeke formation. Just nuke them all, please.
It
They're
might
all
be
right
a little
there.
too late. Here
There
comes
we
the
go.
Flux. Yes. Finds Kiriko, and this is going to be
There goes the
a
master.
match-winning Flux.
Orisa getting turned and burned by Bowsy.
And we're going to see yet another 3-0 in Emerald.
Not taking week 1 lying down. Excellent play.
And the GGs come. And honestly, it was, I hate to say it, kind of a DPS diff.
I mean, yeah, I'm seeing that 24 kills on Bowsy. Nevro just obliterating them on this first point. What an ult.
What an ult. But this entire...
the spectator cam action of the Junk just nuking the enemy auto.
Yeah. Again, I don't know where the headset of the enemy Ana was. Definitely not anywhere close to them. But that is a clean sweep for Chicago.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I was expecting that. I thought this would be a little bit more of a competitive game.
If I had a nickel for every time Chicago stomped through Washington Rebellion, I'd have 2 nickels.
It's weird that it happened twice, though. Well, I'm Stray. That was a very fast game. Took only an hour and 20 minutes. If that.
I mean, that was... It could have been faster. I've seen, like, 45-minute rounds, but...
We are officially at an hour and 6 on stream.
Wow. Actually, you know what? That's pretty fast. That's not bad. Like, hour 30 would be, like, the sketch mark. But I think that's all from us. 3-0 on the side of Chicago Emerald. Week 2, you'll have to see it.
Yeah, well, what are the next streams coming up for UR Overwatch?
I think, see if I can get a quick look-see in the prod pings. This isn't helpful at all. We don't know!
We have no
so much
clue.
fun. Y'all will see streams eventually. It'll probably be the 2 Sapphire games and the 1 Ruby game in a week, so...
Yeah.
Stay posted for that. Keep watching the media announcements. But that's Tracer Racer signing out.
And I'm Stray. Everybody, remember, eat your rocks and have a great rest of your day.